So this goes out to a personal frick you to Clive Lawrence, my friend. Just kidding, you're no longer my friend. Please never talk to me again. But yes, so I haven't uploaded in 4 months, and it's been a long time. And what better way to come back by making a tier list video, something that has not been relevant since about 2 weeks ago. And I'm sorry, but I am also not sorry. You're also going to have to wait like 16 days for my next video to come out. I know, God, I can't believe you have to wait that long, alright? But anyway, just, hi, I'm back. Let's get into it.
I'm the bad guy.
So the type of tier list I'm going to be doing today is the Plants vs. Zombies Plants tier list, which I have right here, but since you cannot see it, you're not going to be spoiled by what it is. So why do I have this here is because, well, I already know what's going to be on it, and I feel like I kind of want to know what to say. So yeah, it's pretty, I came prepared. I have just been informed that this photo does not have all of them on it because it cut them out, so I'm just going to be using an image on my computer. Alright, so the first category is obviously the F category, the bottom of the list. We're going to be going from bottom to top, so you kind of know where I'm coming at. So the bottom of the list obviously has to be garlic, because let's be honest, does anyone actually use garlic? It goes in F tier. Now, I'll explain to you why it's F tier. What does it do? And I understand that it pushes zombies out of the lane into another lane, but why would you want to do that? I mean, maybe you have like a squash or something in the other lane, but just, you don't need to use that. Maybe put a garlic or a squash, or not garlic. Don't use garlic. Never use garlic. Put a squash or something in the lane that the zombie's going into, and then boom, you don't have to use garlic. I never use garlic. I never will use garlic. I've used it once, and I never used it again because it was so just stupid. Alright, so next, that's the only thing in F tier. Only thing. Next, E tier, which is actually quite a few more people because there are a lot of plants that are bad, but not, that are really bad, but not bad enough on garlic level. Now, the first person that's gonna go on my E tier list is the water shroom. I forget what it's called. This guy. Alright, so the reason he's not F tier is because he's kind of important to the the night water levels, because it's free and it's the only troop you can put in right away. And by that logic, I'm also going to put the normal mushrooms because it's the same thing, except this you can put on the ground. They are pretty much hand in hand, but so they deserve to go in the same category. The last person to go into this category is the golden magnet because it just absorbs your coins. Unless you're a heinous person, you're gonna collect your coins by yourself, so you really don't need this plant. Alright, next in the D tier is another single plant, because honestly, I just needed to fill this tier, and this is the only one that I felt that it could go here. This one, the Scaredy Shroom. I don't remember a lot of these names. I have played it recently, but I just kind of forget because there's so many plants. Yeah, this guy sucks. He's one of the only ones that can shoot through the entire lane, but if you get close, you know, he disappears, he doesn't work. So he's basically just a step up from this guy, but you know, not as good. Or not as practical, but just, you know, more useful. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in this tier. The first one we're going to be talking about is the Chomper, I believe it's called. Now, this guy, this tier is pretty much average, but you know, he's meh. Average, but like slightly bad, while B tier will be average, but slightly good, because there's 8 tiers, and so, yeah, this C tier will finish off the bottom tiers, and then we'll get onto the actual good plants that you should use. So the Chomper, well, he's good. He one-shots zombies, which is obviously useful, but he takes a long time to recharge, and if you're going to use the one shot, one kill or one-shot multi-kill plants is probably the one you don't want to use of any of them, because he is multi-use, but it takes like 20 seconds, 30 seconds for him to be able to use again, so just no thank you. Next up is this big purple shroom guy. I forget what he's called. Yeah, so you're going to notice a lot of the mushrooms and the night plants go into the bottom tier because the night plants suck. Like, I understand they're useful for this, but overall they're just kind of garbage. Definitely use the day plants. They are much better. Take this from a self-proclaimed Plants vs. Zombies legend. This channel, by the way, is turning into a Plants vs. Zombies only channel. My next few videos are just going to be gameplays of different game modes, and that is not a joke. I am not joking. Does this look like a face of someone who's joking? Anyway, so what's so bad about this guy? It's the same deal with the smaller one. It doesn't do that much damage, but he does go straight through screen doors, which is pretty good. And he's more powerful and more durable, meaning he can attack multiple groups of people, and while he doesn't do that much damage, he does do splash damage, which I would say is pretty good. Next up is the Hypno Shroom. I actually personally like this because it's useful in some game modes, but I wouldn't use it outside of like when I have to use it. It's sometimes okay. If you didn't know what it does, it just makes the zombie attack its own zombies, but usually that ends up being like a normal zombie attacking a buckethead zombie, and it's just not work. If you've been around the block before, you know that it's not going to end well. So I personally wouldn't recommend using it, but could come in handy in some situations. Grave Digger, which is this lad. The Lamp, which is this lad. The Potato Mine thing, which is this guy. He's like, I don't know. This weird metal like spike rock, and then the umbrella plant. I'm grouping those all together because I don't really want to spend a ton of time on this. Gravedigger and Lamp, you can tell that these are also some nighttime troops. The Gravedigger only used for graves. The Lamp is just meh. It's really vulnerable and doesn't really do much other than outside of one particular level type, which you can easily get rid of using the other type that you can use, which is this spiral thing, but we'll get to that. The Mine, like I said, it takes a long time to charge, and so it's not really useful if you're trying to get rid of a zombie really quick. You gotta put him down in advance, and playing for zombies is a lot of quick actions, so you don't want to be taking that long to do that. The spike ones, they're only an upgrade of something else, which the upgrade's not necessary because the plant by themselves are pretty good and also like pretty cheap. And then finally the Umbrella Plant, which the only reason it's somewhat high up on the list is because it protects. It's really useful in solely the roof levels, but it's not useful for anyone else. And that is the end of the bottom tier. So now we're going to talk about today's sponsors. Haha, just kidding. This channel's not sponsored. We have 107 subscribers. Alright, next, on to the next tiers.